Hello everyone, my name is Devin, this is my Uncle Ben, and thank you for tuning into my channel, Devin's Mastermind. So Uncle Ben, here's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about like you in the Army,
Okay.
we're going to talk about you when you in your football days when you were playing football, and we're going to talk about like your favorite colleges or something like that. So why don't you get started? So what was it like with you playing football back in the days? Because I know y'all used to have it where y'all used to wear those leather helmets and all.
Oh,
like
come on. We didn't wear leather helmets,
Oh.
but they made me think they were leather helmets. The way you hit somebody and you always, have this little ringing in your head, and they would try to tell you that it's okay, you'll be okay. Now I'm finding out that that ringing in the head was not good for me. But, I played back in the 70s and, matter of fact, the entire 70s period, high school and college. Went to Gainesville High School and then North Alabama for college. And it was really a unique experience because I go from a school like Gainesville that had a winning tradition. Every year we were the big bad wolf.
Yeah,
okay. And so now you go from that. I went to a school that every year you're supposed to be the doormat. So when I first got there at North Alabama's Florence State University at the time, they hadn't had a winning season in 16 years. And that's a long time for a college program not to have a winning season.
So they were under 500?
Every year for the last 16. And so my first year, of course, it was, it was painful. Because I'm not used to losing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm always supposed to beat you. I'm bigger and I'm badder than you, and and those kind of things. Maybe it's a macho thing, but then the second year, same thing. Then finally, the third year, we had our first winning season. We went 6-4, and that kind of started the change, the shift in the mindset of people at North Alabama. Now, instead of having that loser mentality, okay, we're always going to lose. We've been losing for the last 17, 18 years, and they said, well, maybe we can win.
Maybe.
Yeah, and so net they went on, started having winning seasons. Then they became the big bad wolf, and every Division II championship for as football goes went through North Alabama. So I'm proud to say I was able to be a part of the turnaround, and but it taught me that you know what, in every contest there's got to be a loser.
Yeah, like somebody got to win, somebody got to lose.
Right, and you got to learn how to be a dignified winner and a dignified loser. Okay, and I don't like to call it a loser, but you're gonna be short on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to learn how to take defeat and take it gracefully.
Yeah, like that's having sportsmanship.
Right.
Is being a sore loser.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was always a goal of mine to always be better than the guy across from me.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's going to be a lot of competition. That's the whole point of football is competition.
Right.
And everybody playing together, all 11 men playing together, doing what they're supposed to do, hit whatever, do whatever your job is and what you need to do.
Right.
As a young player.
Right.
Yeah.
And so and believe it or not, you've got to learn how to win. Okay, because winning is not just, okay, I go out and I run the ball and I get 100 yards and that's what. No, winning is also what you do when you don't have the ball.
Yeah.
Did you get that block?
Yeah.
Did you knock the other guy on his back? Okay, and make him think about hustling next time. Yeah. Because the next play may be the play that he doesn't hustle because he thinks that you might be coming to knock him out or knock him off, and that'll be the play that breaks for the big gainer and goes for the touchdown or whatever. So you gotta take it to the house. There's a reservation for 6. Okay, so you always want to be a part of that, and so I really enjoyed it, and I was one of the big uglies. Okay, and big uglies they used to call us even back then, because we just hit people.
Yeah. I love hitting.
I love hitting people, don't you?
Yeah, I like tackling people.
I'll be right back.
Championship.
That's right. I tell them I'll be right back.
Yeah.
They go, what? I done knocked your sock. I'll be right back. I wasn't even thinking about me. I wasn't even thinking, hey, that guy's coming. He'll be back.
Yeah. And in football with me, where it's different. But like I don't do the trash talking. I let everybody else do the trash talking, and I show them on the field what I am and what I can do and what I am capable of and knocking you out.
Absolutely. Absolutely, because see, they will remember that lick when you standing up over them, you're just kind of looking at them like, and then you don't say a word. He said, they'll think about that. They go, wow, who is that? First thing who is that guy? Does anybody even know who he is?
Nope.
Nope. But they'll find out.
Yeah, hopefully, eventually. They will.
Excuse me. Oh yeah.
They gonna learn today.
Oh yeah. number 3 or number 60. I wore 62. You know, whatever number is, they're hey, 62, bad boy, or whatever. You know, and they'll say the same thing. Yeah, that's exactly what they say. He will hit you. Okay. So you know, like you said, let your actions speak for you, and then they'll call you out.
Yeah, that's
they'll call you.
Point of football.
Yeah.
I got you.
So, ballers know ballers.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You don't
I got you.
You got that?
Yeah, I got that.
All right. Good deal.
All
But
right.
that's what I did. I had fun doing it. Ask me if I like to even watch football now.
Do you?
No. Only on Sunday.
NFL.
NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, I got a few college teams I like too, but really I like the college game. I like the high school game a little bit more than the college game. But I'm not high school, but the pro game a little bit more than the college game. But there are some killers, you know, and everybody's got a stud.
Yeah.
You know,
It may not look like it. It may look like that team is 5-4-8, but don't sleep on one of those players.
No.
DK Metcalf. Look at him.
Yeah.
He was with a sucky old Miss team, but he still showed everybody against Seahawks who he is.
Right.
He's a freak.
Right. Yeah. And you know, and people see that. You know, the other players, they say, well, you know, I don't want to play against him. I said, why?
Why?
He's a monster. I know, you know, and they go, well, he's not, his stats don't, I don't care what his stats say. Okay. I played against him. I don't want to play him. I can't play this guy, play that guy. You know, and people sleep on a lot of college players that actually fall with, really, if they were being rated by their other players, by their peers, they'd be rated up here. But the coaches, they rate them down there, and then the other players get Metcalf, you know, or they tell him that Kyler Murray, he's too short.
Yeah, he's 5'11", and he used to play baseball and all that stuff.
Man, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog.
Because a small dude can beat a big dude any day.
All day long.
I mean, it can, that's how it can go.
Yeah.
Just like when you see big boys from Alabama running, you were like, this dude almost 400 pounds, and this dude can run and knock you out. Like Mekhi Becton, this dude he played for Louisville, now he plays for the Jets. That dude is like 6'7", 364 pounds, and that dude ran a 5.01 in a 40-yard dash in the NFL Scouting Combine. Like, how that happen?
That's moving. That's moving. How do you get that much mass moving at that speed? And how would you like to be on the receiving end when he comes to terminal velocity?
Yeah, he gonna knock you out.
Yeah, you know. So I mean, these, you know, you just you can't underestimate these guys.
You can't,
because they're all talented, you know. And some catch a break and some don't. Some get drafted by the right team, some don't. Some get picked up. And there are some teams now that got players that don't play that would be playing for somebody else.
Yeah,
but they'd rather sit on the bench and wait their turn at that school versus go to another school and play right now.
And then they end up being the first round pick or something or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, he just played one year. One was enough.
Yeah, it was enough for him to be recognized.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, you know, that's how these guys get it. And people have to understand that there are talented people everywhere, talented players. And you know, the biggest upset I've ever seen was at Michigan and Troy?
Appalachian State. Yeah. In 2007, Michigan had lost 34-32 over a blocked field goal. Yeah, they called that the upset of the year because everybody kept getting upset.
Think about it. Now this is my own personal opinion. They invited Appalachian State up to take a beating, take a beat down. They gave them an appearance fee, probably $750,000 to $1 million for showing up. Kind of helps the smaller school build their program with money. But they forgot to tell Appalachian State they weren't supposed to win.
And that's just crazy. How you do a small school like that?
Well, there are so many talented players now. And when you put them on the field, they don't play by school size. They play by talent size. So, hey, Appalachian State just had more ballers on the field that day, and they played up to their potential that day, and they beat Michigan. And that's why the saying goes around, on any given day, any team can beat any team. Because I guarantee you, Appalachian State had burners. They had guys that could flat out fly. They had some studs that were just, just monsters in the middle. They had running backs that could run, a quarterback that could throw, and a defense that would play.
And a coach.
And a coach that could coach. Okay, so you saw how close it was.
Yeah, it was like about 2 points.
Yeah, so it could have went the other way too. Had it gone the other way, would we been talking about it now?
Probably not, no, we wouldn't have, but we've been saying it was a close game, but no folks would have cared how close it was. It's just that you lost the game.
You lost the game, yeah. It's all about
forget you, bye.
Yeah, but see, that's what happens in the world of sport, is that you can't tell 11 men on this side of the football that they can't win. You got to show them, and if they don't want to believe it, guess what? They don't have to. You got to beat me. And that's what happened. And upsets happen like that all the time.
Yeah, like BYU is known for having a lot of upsets against these teams.
Yeah.
BYU, Brigham Young Cougars.
Yeah. Because people don't, okay, man, they're just Brigham Young, or they're just Appalachian State, or they're just Troy. I think Troy beat Michigan.
Well, Troy had beat LSU a few years ago.
Is that right?
LSU's score was 24-21. That was like around 2017.
They've got no business beating them. They got not on paper. Okay, these guys got got 4A and 3A and 5A recruits. Yeah. The other teams got 2A recruits, walk-ons. They got no business beating them, but you still have to play the game.
Yeah, that's the whole point of sports.
Yeah, and so that's what I tell them all the time, especially as you move down in level. Upsets become more and more possible because the coaching isn't there that would otherwise overcome that. And that's why some of the better schools, the Oklahomas, Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, yeah,
all those teams. And I've somewhat put LSU, but you have here's how you have it. How I look at it, you have the elite superstar teams. You have like a superstar team, and then you have a team that's like this really called a star team, and then you have a team where it's just like, nah, they ain't gonna ever do that.
Well, who's your number one elite team?
My number one elite team is probably Alabama.
Yeah, I got to go with you on that one, because they just, and that's the team I was mentioning. Said from top to bottom, the fourth guy on the actual depth chart will probably be starting for most of these other schools, but he chooses to sit there because guess what? I don't play as a freshman. Don't play as a sophomore. Get a little airtime as a junior. But boy, when my senior year comes, I am fresh and I'm running wild through your backfield.
Like Joe Burrow did.
Yeah. Hey, it's nothing you can do with me. Just I can wave at him. I'll catch you next time. Who's that? Fournette?
Leonard Fournette?
Yeah, and he was at LSU.
Yeah.
A monster. Nobody even wanted to tackle him.
He was so big too.
Yeah. Now that was the other thing. He was as big as the guys trying to tackle him. They were like, but he's running full speed, and I'm at a dead standstill. I don't have a chance. And he was crushing people. I mean, like, I said, look at here. So I mean, they're probably Alabama,
Clemson.
Without doubt, Clemson.
Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State. I'm kind of suspect on those guys because they play.
Whoa! That I like Ohio State.
You could like them.
Let's not do it. Let's not forget that they did beat Clemson. Yeah, they lost to Alabama, 52-24. But let's not forget they showed Clemson some.
They beat Clemson. I give them that. But I'm talking about in the arc of time, over time, what they've been able to accomplish and what they haven't. Ohio State, they play like a 10-game schedule?
Yeah, because that was like back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Yeah, and so I'm still not totally sold on Ohio State. They've got a pretty decent brand of ball working now, but you've got to show me year after year after year after you can't be good this year. Hey, we're gonna take a year off, okay? And I'll see you next time. And what happened this year? Didn't the entire Big Ten take the first half of the year off?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what
They
I'm
took a
saying.
lot of games off.
Yeah. So you got a team that only played half a season,
Yeah.
probably fresher than the team that played the entire season, and they actually beat them. So I'm still not. I'm kind of like, okay.
But yeah, had COVID that messed everything
Yeah,
up.
it messed
and
it
all
up.
that stuff. And then with Ohio State, I think this is what people forget from Ohio State. Yeah, Ohio State, they probably thought, a lot of folks thought they shouldn't have been in the CFP. But my reasons are on, Ohio State's been the program for like all these years, and they forget, okay, well, of course, in the preseason rankings, in the poll, they're going to be ranked so high because they've been so good all these other years.
Right.
And I feel like that's
Well,
why you shouldn't have.
If you get in, you get in.
Ohio State out,
Yeah, if you're in, you're in. And we got to deal with the teams that make it, okay? And if you didn't make it, we'll see you next year, okay? These are the guys you got to work with now. So, I didn't say Ohio State couldn't be in that list. I'm just saying if I was making the list, they probably wouldn't make it. Yeah. But, there's probably a team that I would have in there that you say, that's kind of suspect.
Yeah, probably like Notre Dame. Even though they were 10-0 and they lost to Clemson in.
No, Notre Dame. Do you really think that I think they're overrated, personally.
Well, yeah, because back then they were good. When they had Lou Holtz and older and folks from before that I know, and all those Heisman Trophy winners they had in championships. But then, now they are not good because they said the last 6 big bowl games that they done been to, and that goes for the BCS and the CFP. They done lost. They can't beat the elite teams like Alabama and Clemson. If anything, Clemson's looking more of an elite team than Notre Dame is. And Clemson's only been good since 2015 when they had played it. That was when Deshaun Watson first started out.
Right. Yeah, I tell you what, and Deshaun Watson, he did something at Clemson that, I don't think ever be done again.
Yeah.
He was just there for 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know in his 2014 year he was there, but of course he got hurt.
Yeah, and he was he's from Gainesville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I like about him.
My alma mater. Yeah. He's the rumping stomping red alpha. He has the tradition of winning, and when you have the tradition of winning, that means that you're willing to do whatever it takes to win. You're willing to sacrifice. You're willing to work that extra 15 to 20 minutes, willing to do that extra rep. You're willing to sacrifice the body. And that's really not the physical, it's this.
And here's another thing I know. I know like Trevor Lawrence, he was so good in high school. Of course, he's probably going to be good at Clemson because, that's where stars are.
Yeah.
But let's say he goes to the NFL, it seems like you're going to hear about these first-round pick athletes, but you ain't going to, hear about them as much because then that other team is that team that they're going to is rebuilding.
Yeah,
and they're going to the real rebuilding stage. But, okay, I feel like, of course, if you go to these big schools like Clemson, Alabama, or Ohio State, Oklahoma, of course you're going to be great because you're going to a great school, but I feel like you go to a school like Auburn or Virginia Tech, of course you're not really going to be that good. You're not going to really be heard of like you're going to be heard of when you play for just an elite football team.
Right. Well, it's much to do about the hype that goes around these guys as it is the actual performance. If you look at, all right, let me name 3 recent quarterbacks. Who's the quarterback for Cincinnati?
Desmond Ritter. He was pretty good.
No, I'm talking the LSU. He was Joe Burrow. You got
Trevor Lawrence.
The guy in Miami, not Miami, Tua.
Yeah, Tua.
Yeah, used to be Alabama. And who is the other? There's a third quarterback. And now Lawrence is coming in.
Yeah.
And then you got the guy up in Buffalo who's starting to make some noise. Yeah, he's starting to make some noise. So we've got basically 4. And what's the guy in Arizona?
Arizona, Kyler Murray.
Yeah. So we got 5 guys that are like, hey.
Yeah. You kind of get.
Hey, let us in. we want to storm the Bastille. We want knocking down all the gates and doors. You don't have to wait 5 years to be all that. Oh, did I forget my boy at Kansas City?
Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. These guys are 3 years and less.
And they are
in the league, and they're like, let me in.
Yeah.
Let me in. I want to be elite by myself. And it's crazy. But I said all that to say with those 5, 6 quarterbacks I gave you, 2 of them came from lesser known colleges. The other 4 big name colleges, and a couple of them like Lawrence and Tua are yet to really prove themselves, but they've Tua's had flashes of brilliance and stuff, but he can flat out throw that ball from the left side, can't he? He's throwing from the wrong side, but that boy can flat out throw that ball. But these guys show you that, look, if you apply your trade, you can be successful. I don't care where you come from. People looking for success. Can you bring me success?
Yeah, I can try.
I want you. Okay. Well, and that's part of it. Are you willing to try?
Yeah, I'm willing to try. I'm willing to take the risk.
Yeah, because it is a risk, isn't it? Yeah. It ain't no fun and games out there running up down the field with a shoulder pads and helmets on, because everybody's looking for you.
Okay. I'll knock you out.
And you try to knock people out too, aren't you?
Yeah, I like knocking people out.
I do too. Legally.
Yeah.
Legally. I mean, I don't believe in cheap shot.
Yeah,
I mean, like you see me coming, I see you coming. I'm gonna drop the wood on you. You drop the wood on me, and let's see who has the fun.
Big semi truck hitting you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But I mean, that's a part of the game. That's a part of the game, and so we've got to figure out a way to make sure that everybody does it safely. Okay, because we don't want things like what happened at the Georgia and the Southern game that happened where the guy got paralyzed.
I think, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and although I got to tip my hat to Georgia, they did just a great job in taking care of that young man and his family. He got hit and paralyzed on a legal play, but then they basically adopted the guy. Because, even when I hit a guy and he didn't get up, I wanted him to lay there a minute or two, but I wanted him to get up and let's play again. I didn't want him to be drug off, never to walk again. That was never anywhere in my mind. And so to see Georgia go to this guy, embrace him through his recovery, help him out, his family monetarily, I thought that was a class act. Okay?
All right.
I
got you.
So, because see, that's all about being a sportsman. We want to compete. We want to compete fairly. And when tragedy comes, we want to put aside the partisanship and we want to be one body supporting this guy that got hurt. And that's what they actually did. So, hats off to Georgia. How about them dogs, huh? Come on now, Kirby. Make me proud.
Yeah, beat Clemson this year. I'm going for Clemson.
I
got Clemson.
What?
Yes.
Oh,
I got Clemson.
Okay.
I got Clemson because and you want to know why I got
Clemson? Why? Let me know.
Let me tell you why I got Clemson. Because Clemson, they've been the program since 2015. They have more CFPs than Georgia has. They ain't been there. Georgia ain't been there at all. And Clemson, here's the thing with Clemson. When you look at DJ Young-Lele, their new quarterback, that dude passed for over 320 yards and 3 touchdowns against Boston College. And then in his second game, he passed for 439 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and 1 rushing touchdown in the game against Notre Dame. So, and I know he's going to be a Heisman Trophy candidate, so you can't take that away from him. And I think Clemson's really going to do something. I don't care if folks going to say, well, Clemson also don't really have that much. Clemson's gonna find a way to do it. They're gonna try to be the next Alabama. They're gonna try to find a way to do everything how they want to do it.
And don't you know it'd be a feather in Kirby Smart's hat when he goes up there and spanks him, just like he own him. Spank him like.
They can't spank Alabama. What's the thing? If you can't spank
Clemson
Alabama, what you think you can't spank Clemson?
Well, what? The last time Clemson and Georgia played,
that was in 2014, and Georgia, of course, had won 45-21, and then the year before that, Georgia had lost to Clemson 38-35.
No. The last time we went face to face, who won?
Georgia.
Okay, then I rest my case.
But that was Georgia.
But let me tell you Devin, who gets bragging rights until the next time we meet? The guy that won, right?
But
no. Answer the question.
Rights.
We got bragging rights the next time till Clemson beats us, right?
Let me tell you something. That was a different Clemson team. That was a different Georgia team.
Oh.
Georgia is way different. Yeah, they're good. They're good than what they were even when they did play Clemson that time. But I'm gonna tell you something. Clemson, they're gonna be coming fighting. They're gonna knock you out.
Okay. Well, I think it's gonna be a Pier 6 brawl too. But I'm still gonna be a Georgia fan. and Georgia's going to win. And Georgia is the top dog until Clemson beats them. If Clemson until Clemson beats them.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna wait until September.
We are the top dog, right?
Yeah, y'all gonna be the top dog for now, but not for long.
Right. Okay.
See that.
As long as you understand, and when Georgia beats Clemson, you're gonna call me and say, "Hey, you were right."
And when Clemson beat Georgia,
I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you up. Hey, Devin, you guys won. Okay, you guys got bragging rights till we meet again. Okay, but I'm not even worried about that happening.
I can't wait for Clemson. I can't wait for Clemson to come play. Ooh, they gonna spank y'all. I predicted it's gonna be 24-10. It might be 34-10. How Notre Dame was playing that Georgia might be the next playing like Notre Dame is at.
Why can't they play tomorrow? So we can go ahead and settle this.
Well, because they know that Clemson's gonna win.
Okay.
And they just waiting. And that's when football season starts. Is late August, early September.
Yes, all right, I got you.
All right.
Yes, sir.
But I can't wait. I can't wait to brag on my Clemson Tigers.
Devin, we were on the same sheet of music. Then this is a hometown thing here. Okay, you know that, right? Because all these dogs in this house that are in my whole family. We might end up putting you out of the family.
I don't know. Oh, you want to do me like that? Why you got to do me like that? Why you got to put me out of the family?
Because we're all family. We're all dogs. We're all dogs. Look, Yansu.
But just because the house may be divided, you still gotta love your
we still love you, Devin. I'm just joking. How about them dogs?
How about those Tigers?
Yeah, I know. When I went to North Alabama, everybody there was an Alabama fan. And I'm sporting my dog shirt there. So the guys I played with, oh no, get him an Alabama shirt. We can have this Georgia shirt in here. And I said, what?
I thought it would be Auburn. I thought it would.
No, our coach, Coach Andrews, he was but every coach on the coaching staff was an Alabama grad. Okay.
I got you.
So it was like, okay, so how can Auburn even sneak in there?
Well, they can't do that. No more.
Not no more. We ain't having that.
They had Bo Jackson, but they can't do it no more.
What do you know about Bo?
I know about Bo. They call him Bo Nose. And I know he won the Heisman Trophy in 1985. I know he played in an All-Star game for football and baseball. So I know plenty about him. He was there for 4 years. I know he broke a few records. Yeah, and that was about it.
Bo is a bad guy. Bo was and was, whatever you want to call it, whatever tense you want to put him in. He was like magic. I'll never forget. Now see, I'm also a Falcon fan.
Yes.
Okay. Die-hard stick in the wood Falcon fan. And so I'll never forget. The Raiders came. Bo catches a swing pass, some out in the flats. Cornerback gonna come up and put the wood on him. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he woke up, even to this day. Bo crushed him, right in his spots, and had made a reservation for 6. Took it to the house. I said, whoa. He catch it, bam, put that shoulder on. This boy goes back on his back, Bo gone. And I'm like, and they had to call for the ambulance or whatever, the stretcher, to come out and get him. And I was like, whoa, is he that bad?
He was.
Bo was that bad. Bo was a bad boy. I just, it was unfortunate he got hurt the way he did, and I saw that game too when his hip got all messed up and stuff. But Bo was just, and he was a likable guy too. Mm-hmm. So, I've seen some great athletes come through. Herschel, I watched him in the twilight of his years. Well, I saw him in Georgia, and then I saw him again in the twilight of his years at Dallas when I was stationed out at Fort Sill, and we used to go down every weekend. Anytime the Giants, the Raiders, the Redskins, or the Eagles will come to town, we go down and watch the Cowboys down there. So I got a chance to watch him, and then when they made that trade for him, you remember anything about the trade? That sent Herschel to Minnesota?
I know he played for the Cowboys at the time too. I mean, he had played for the Eagles too.
Yeah, but then the Cowboys got him and he stayed there 3 or 4 years. But, I look back at it, and that's got to be the trade of the NFL history because the draft picks that the Cowboys got as a result of trading Herschel, do you know who they were? Who they ended up being?
Nope. Now that I know.
Troy Aikman.
Oh yeah.
Emmett Smith. Michael Irvin.
Oh yeah, that was bad dude.
I said, what? I mean, they drafted him, you know, they got draft picks for him, and those are the guys they ended up ultimately drafting as a result of getting those picks from Minnesota. And I'm like, who does that?
I know Cowboys in San Francisco was a bad rivalry back then in the 90s.
Yeah, I tell you what, Dwight Clark, the catch in the back of the end zone.
Oh yeah, against the Redskins?
No, against the Cowboys.
Oh.
It wasn't caught against the Cowboys. The NFC Championship game. And I said, what? Hey, I'm a diehard Cowboy fan too. Now, you want me to go and get my Cowboy paraphernalia and put it on? No, I'm just joking. But I like the professional game. I like sports.
Yeah. I just get sick of Tom Brady winning all the time. That's where I'm like, yeah. And I understand, but the thing is, if he was playing for my teams, that's different. I was like, okay, Tom Brady, I'm gonna give you a pass, but he's playing for the Patriots and the Buccaneers. Well, now he's playing for the Buccaneers, but he was with the Patriots for a long time. Now he got this Buccaneers team, maybe to win 6 Super Bowls. Ooh, I don't want that to happen. Well, that just gets on my nerves. I get so tired of seeing
I think physically, you don't have to worry about that happening because. He's what, 43?
44. 44 in August, I think. August 30th.
So, I mean, you know, I think Father Time, who is undefeated, will take care of that for us.
Hopefully that happens, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't mind watching Brady win, What bothers me is that instead of others competing.
Like the Browns.
Instead of others competing to get better or to get up to his level, all I can do is point at you. He's look at him. Hey, look at yourself. Beat him.
Nobody beat him.
Jimmy Johnson said something that stick to me to this day. He says, "Look, if you don't like what they're doing, make them stop."
Like, it's not that hard.
It ain't that hard.
Yeah, like, come on now. The Saints could have did it. The football team could have did it. Washington football team. The Packers could have did it. Now, the Chiefs, they had offensive linemen that they could. They had COVID, so they couldn't really do nothing.
Well, they had one guy. The blindside tackle for the Chiefs.
What's his name? Jones? Chris Jones?
No. He's he got a name like this.
Tyrann Mathieu?
No. I mean, what's that game? I mean, he's got one of these long names, like 26 letters in his last name. He went back and he's a doctor or nurse in like a ER room. I forget his name. He says, I saw this. He's from Canada, I think. He says, I saw this pain and the suffering and stuff. He said, and I'm playing football. Yeah, he said, I'm gonna take the year off. I'm gonna stay here, work in the ER, do whatever I can do to help the people. And he says, I hope my teammates understand. Because he was moved so much by what he saw in the death and destruction this COVID-19 had put on. He says, I can't play football.
Yeah.
And this, and that really touched me because, because he could have been the difference in Mahomes, because Mahomes scrambled a lot this past year because he had pressure coming from in his face, which would have been where that guy would have been playing at. So it's sport stirs up in people things that you didn't know, the emotion and stuff, and for him to make that sacrifice, and I think it was a sacrifice for him to take a year off. And to do that, I think is a great thing. Chiefs may not have benefited as much from it, but I think there'll be better people as a result of it.
Because he's helping them out. He's helping the whole world out.
The whole world. He says, hey, it's bigger than me. Okay? So, I tip my hat to him, and I'm going to buy his jersey as soon as he comes back. And I think it's number 73 or 74, something right there.
Yeah.
As soon as they give him his new jersey, I'm gonna buy his jersey and fly his colors. And people be wondering, why are you wearing that? That's okay. Don't even worry about it.
Like your uncle being alone.
Yeah.
Hush.
And I ain't even a Chiefs fan until I got to him. When I saw his story, man, I sat in that chair there and it blew me away. I said, wow.
Yeah.
That's life. That's life.
All right, Uncle Ben. So I also
Yes,
want
sir.
to talk about something else. I want to talk about. I know you served in the U.S. Army back then, and I know you won. I'm sure you had like a lot of medals on your coat or jacket and stuff. Whatever y'all get, as a Hall of Famers, and yeah. Yeah. So what was your thoughts on that, or what's your thoughts on it back then and maybe now?
Well, back then, I just had a call or a feeling, a desire to serve.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, somebody needs to do it. And I said, why not me? And so I took up my commission and went in as a second lieutenant and saw the world, had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
But the couple of things I would take away from that is that people that serve in the armed forces, they serve because of their love for their fellow man and for their country. And they serve so that you would have the right to say and do whatever it is that pleases you. Now, it might not please me, but so that you can, like you and I are sitting here now having a conversation,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Okay? Whether it's something I want to do it or not, I want you to be able to do it. If you want to go out and protest Black Lives Matter, or you want to go out and protest women's rights, or whatever the case may be, I want you to be able to go out and do that. Because see, this is what I think makes this country so great.
And you represent them like the whole.
Yeah, is that you can say, hey, you can say what's on my mind. And I've lived in Germany for 6 years, and probably the one thing I saw that you won't see here is that over in Germany, I think they have a better appreciation for the liberties that they have than we have here.
Yeah.
They appreciate the fact that they're free, and they appreciate the fact that I was there helping them maintain their actual freedom. But on this side, for whatever reason, I don't think people really appreciate the fact that they have liberties and freedoms that rest of the world doesn't have and are protected on a daily basis. You can do whatever it is you choose to do, as long as it's not illegal, immoral, doesn't cause the loss of life or limb.
Yeah.
Okay? Do it. Some of these other countries, oh bruh, you would disappear. I'll tell you a quick incident, I'll let you go. Went to Berlin. We drove to Berlin. And a lot of people don't realize it, but Berlin is like inside a communist country. It's like the city of Atlanta is inside Georgia. All of Georgia is communist except for Atlanta. Yeah. So you got to drive from Alabama, which is the free part, in through the communist country, then back into Berlin, which is a free society. It's like a 12-mile circle of freedom inside a big country of communism.
Yeah, we just take it for granted.
We just take it. Yeah.
The folks here.
Yeah, we just no. Somebody had to pay for that freedom with their blood. Okay, and so we don't do them any real favors, or we don't honor them by accepting those freedoms and trying to maintain them on a regular basis. And so that's what that bothers me from time to time when I see people that don't really understand the freedoms that they have, and they fail to actually exercise them in a reasonable manner instead of some of these things that we see going on from time to time. And and I won't get into any bloody details, but we got to do a better job of appreciating what we've been given. Mm-hmm. Okay, when I say given, that's exactly what happened. Somebody died so we could have this.
It's because God and God too. He didn't have to give this to us.
No, he didn't have to.
No, Yeah.
But we did. So what do we do? We act like idiots and fritter it away, and we don't. So that bothers me. So when I see a soldier, I start smiling, because I know there's somebody else who's standing in the gateway. It says, nobody passes as long as I stand. And a soldier is willing to stand there for people he don't even know.
Yeah. Probably die. Yeah.
Then die if necessary. He's willing to make that ultimate sacrifice. So we need to honor that by living a life that would honor him, that would say, you didn't die for nothing. I appreciate your sacrifice, and the way I live my life shows you I appreciate your sacrifice. So, but going forward, I think people should, if the opportunity presents itself, consider service.
Yep.
If nothing more, just one enlistment to get a better flavor of it. And the Germans, everybody, once you come out of high school, you go into the army for one tour. So now you got an appreciation for what the other guy's going through for you. And then some of the people that go in, they stay, very few of them. But you go in, you come out, you get a job, you go to college or whatever you want to do. And now, then you can really appreciate, say, you know what? I know what that guy on the front line is going through. And I'm gonna do a better job in college instead of just kind of skating through. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be a good student so that I can serve him better. So, those are just some of the things I picked up while in the service, and I'm really glad I had a chance to serve, and it's been beneficial for me because, quite frankly, I wasn't quite ready for life. Yeah. Coming out of college. It was like, hey, I got my diploma, but what do I do with this thing?
Do whatever as long as it's not illegal.
That's right, Devin. As long as it can't be illegal. This is my three key things: not illegal, immoral, and doesn't cause the loss of life or limb. You can do it. Okay.
All
right. And so if you'll put, that's kind of like my litmus test when I'm looking at something. It's not illegal, it's not immoral, and it will not cause the loss of life or limb. Then I should be pretty good to go as far as doing that. But if it violates any one of those three, you say, I can't do it.
You can't.
I ain't killing nobody. That's not moral of what you're doing. And nowhere in the world, I'm going to be responsible for doing that, because it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
And thank you for your service, Uncle Ben.
Hey, you're quite welcome. I appreciate it. I appreciate you're saying so. And that, I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because there are people who will not even acknowledge the fact that I've served.
Yeah. We should acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Family.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Anybody you want to get a shout out to?
Hey, let me shout out to all the Hawks clan. Okay. All my sisters and brothers, the ones I ride and die with, and all my family extended, wherever they may be, and to the Mount Zion Church family. See you guys tomorrow. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Night.